names kind of cross for those who don't know, but you should all know at this point. Topic is Lamelo Ball's rise to stardom. So Lamelo LaFrance Ball. Now you might think that's a weird name, but at the same time, it's a family tradition. His father LeVar gave birth to 3 sons, Lonzo, LiAngelo, and Lamelo, and their uncles LaFrance, Lavelle, LaShawn, and Lorenzo. At some point, I think they'll be running out of L names. We'll see in the future, right? Father LeVar played basketball in college, and so did his mother. They both met at Cal State University, and that's when they decided to start a legacy of Lamelo Ball. You can say he was born to be a ball, you know? That's the last name. According to an article on undefeated.com, LeVar was the hardest on Lamelo. He pictured him as, since he was the youngest, he has to go the hardest. And he found that Lamelo was most similar to himself in playing style and personality-wise as a whole. And here is a little bit from Lamelo. That wants to go. I don't think it will. Will it? Maybe. No? Okay. I'm just gonna forget that, right? Anyway, that was highlights. Just to get you a feel of his playing style. Melo, born August 22nd, 2001 in Chino Hills, California. Melo grew up kind of strict parents, you know. He had rules just as any other kid would, and some of those rules were, you know, he has to keep his room clean, and other rules, he had to look up to his older brothers, follow in their footsteps, but he also had to look out for them. And another rule I found weird, that he couldn't cry as a kid, and if he did, he'd get punished. So that kind of gives you the aspect of kind of how strict his parents were and how devoted he was for him to. Also, he had to potty train himself.
Wow.
I've never heard that before. It was new to me. So yeah, that kind of gives you an idea. Let's see. LeVar started Melo, he skipped a grade. In first grade, he was supposed to be in kindergarten or whatever, and then he went to first grade for the future of hopefully playing one day with his older brothers. He was looking towards the future to see if those 3 can play together as a whole. Let's see. Just a couple pictures. That's older brother Lonzo, LiAngelo, him in the middle. That was their high school days. So it actually ended up happening. Melo started playing high school basketball at Chino Hill High. He often played older competition. So when he started as a freshman, he was kind of used to the feeling, you know, playing his older brothers and whatnot. Scoring 27 points in his first game, his debut. They knew that he was a special kid. He had very high expectations, and he was very talented. He averaged 20 points his freshman year, and with all that winning, LeVar comes back in and says, you will not receive any trophies, because he wanted the idea of winning to be normal. But as soon as he started receiving offers from different schools, he verbally committed to UCLA. His brother at the time, as a senior, he was going to start at UCLA the next year, and middle brother LiAngelo following after the next year. According to MaxPrep.com, Melo, as a freshman, he won Freshman of the Year. And a year later, he started going viral for things such as half-court shots during the middle of the game. And he also had a 92-point game after his friend had passed away from cancer the next day. So he did that in honor of her. Father didn't like the coaching staff at Chino Hills his junior year because they got a whole new coaching staff. So with that being said, the amount of money they had, they were able to let Lamelo go overseas and play for Lithuania. And that kind of shows you his talent, how high up he was to be able to play as a junior. First, the youngest player to go professional. And he kind of didn't do so good over there, but you know, he was still doing his thing at the end of the day. Let's see. There's some other pictures, him and his dad, and him at his 92-point game. There's some facts up there too. Next up for Lamelo, senior year, he decided he didn't want to play in Lithuania anymore. It wasn't going to what he expected. He was getting limited playing time, and he wasn't showing his true talent. They weren't allowing him to. So he made the decision of going back to the States and joining a league called the JBA. JBA was a league started by his father. The amount of money they were making, he was able to do such a thing. And he got talent from all over the United States and big cities and made a team in different cities, and he made his own league. And Lamelo was the star of it, obviously due to him being his son. And he played for the Los Angeles team. And shortly after the league was over, he decided to go to Spire Academy, which is in Akron, Ohio. So it's a smaller academy, but at the same time, he showed what he can do at the next level. Now out of high school, for next level wise, due to him being a professional basketball player, the NCAA does not allow any professional athletes to compete in their in college sports. So with that, he had to go to Australia. I do not know the name of this team that starts with the I down here, but it was the Hawks. It was a pretty good team. It was in the Australian league, and he dominated. I believe he won MVP over there his first year being over there, and well, one and done, one only. And after he left the team, he purchased it, kind of showing once again how much money they were making at the time. So he was born into a richer family. His father started a brand called Triple B due to his 3 sons and their last name.
That's cool.
Yeah, big baller brand. And the 3 brothers were obviously the face of it, and they got their own shoes, clothes, and other sorts of things. Lamelo was driving a Lamborghini at 16. There's a picture of him at Spire Academy, and this was the JVA when he was on his Los Angeles team. So now for Lamelo, he won the Rookie of the Year in the Australian League. He also won MVP. Now he's expected to be the top 3 pick in the 2020 NBA draft. And before even getting into the league, he signed a $1 million shoe deal with Puma just as of recently, probably the last 3 days. And just him being a 6'8" point guard, he's going to do pretty well in the league. My guess would be there's not too many point guards over the height of 6'3", so, and his versatility on the court, he he's going to do pretty darn well. There's the Puma now, and some teams that are going to look for him in the near future. And then, like I said, he's a 19-year-old, 6'8", ball. He's a bucket. He can play pretty darn well. Born into basketball, and through his upbringing, his growth over time, and his decision making, made Lamelo the person he is today.